You say on your MySpace page that you sound like Sex Through the Wall. in what way?
In the way that it might disturb you while you're trying to sleep. But basically, if you've got neighbours that are well at it and stuff, basically, yeah, it might disturb your sleep. So that's where that might come
we
from.
hope to disturb your sleep.
Yeah, especially if you've got neighbours that like our music.
Do you have personal experience of that?
I've heard Sex Through the Wall before and stuff, and
my flatmates go at it like nobody's
They
business.
used to be my flatmates as well, so yeah, we're all in the same boat.
and I've witnessed it.
So you lie awake at night finding inspirations for a new We Smoke Fags song?
Well, yeah, I do. Ideas pop into my head and stuff, melodies and like ideas of just like how I'm gonna like sort of put a song together. But mainly it's just I sit in front of a laptop and it's like, right, let's make a song. And that's how it's done, yeah.
How did the band come about? When did you decide to start a band?
Basically, I'd been in a band before and we'd broken up, and I really didn't have like anyone to make music with, and I was like, oh, I've got to start something myself. So I started making like electronic beats and synth stuff, and then putting guitars over it and vocals, and like put it up onto MySpace, and it got, you know, like a lot of people reacted to it, and then decided to form like a proper band around the project, and that's why I got Lee and Harry and
us
to like.
So it was your rebound band?
It wasn't really ever intended to be a band of sorts. It was just like I needed to make music, I needed to be creative and put something out, and I wanted people to hear it. And it wasn't serious at all either. It was just like something I just needed to do to just like, you know, stop myself freaking out from not being creative, basically. So
what happens if you can't be creative?
it's very frustrating. It's like if you don't have sex for about 6 months or something, like, you start to feel not like a real person anymore. So like it had to be done, basically. So I didn't have any intention of any success or anything from it. It was just like, do it, make music, and it made me happy, the music I was making. So carried on doing it.
So you put up the songs on a MySpace page, and I've heard that you had so many downloads.
Yeah, we've had like 1 million plays like over the last 6 months, basically. Like, so that's been pretty crazy, and a lot of downloads, and the songs getting all swapped all over, file sharing things. So a lot of people have heard
a lot of
us.
work to do on MySpace, basically.
Yeah, a lot of adding the people that, you know, come through. Like we get hundreds of pages of friends requests and like messages and comments and downloads. So it's pretty hard work.
How did that happen?
Word of mouth, and when I started I added probably 500 people to start the ball rolling, and just snowballed from like there on, and now we're on like 32,000 friends, and that just keeps on going and going, and basically, yeah, that's how it happened.
And another big help with it as well was one day we got an email saying, oh, just to let you know, you're going to be MySpace featured artists this week. But not only did that really help, but for some reason we seemed to be on it for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, where it didn't seem to change. They never seemed to change the band. We just had a really long time as the MySpace featured artist, which really, really helped out.
What does that mean? Is it that you're on the front page of?
Yeah, it means you're on the front page under the bulletin board. There's a little like square, but you know, saying check out We Smoke Fags, like saying what we're about and stuff. And then if you click on the music page, there's a large photo of us as like the main band, and people obviously saw the name and thought, oh, I'll go and check that out.
Yeah, and luckily, you know, like. People liked it, you know. It wasn't just the fact that we were featured artists.
Because yeah, a lot of bands been featured.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you know, that people have clicked on it. We've obviously got a name that sticks out, and you know, we've got a good profile picture. People click on it, and the feedback was just, you know, absolutely immense. And you know, we were just given a platform for the music to be heard, and you know, the music, you know, deserved the hype that was
being thrown its way.
Yeah.
So just.
What is it people like about your music, do you think?
I think it's different. It's quite ballsy, and it's saying things that a lot of people aren't saying in songs. Just like themes, and the lyrics are strange, and it's a different sound. It's like a crossover of, you know, the sort of indie electro and, you know, well, sort of straight up electro, and then like indie music thrown together, so it's like Britpop electro, and I guess that, you know.
But I mean, there's loads of bands like that out there.
I think I just write catchy songs like that.
Yeah,
people
there's lots of pop. There's lots of pop in there.
Melodies and-
There's melodies, there's hooks, as well as sort of like you've got your typical electro dirty synths in there, which, you know, people are responding to at the moment with, you know, thanks to bands like the Klaxons and Crystal Castles and, you know, CSS and stuff like that. You know,
I think it's a lot more accessible, and it's pop music with an edge. It's just totally different, and it's got something that's really hooky, yet it's quite challenging at the same time.
What is it that you write in the lyrics that nobody else talks about in songs?
Well, usually I when I was writing the lyrics, I would freestyle them, like just hit record and start saying things that are coming out of my head, so they'd just be sort of just, you know, spewing out like thoughts and just like weird things that you just might that you wouldn't usually say, but you just say on like record because they're coming out of your head. And then
Give me an example.
I was in the party, she was 17, she walked up in front of me.
showing me what she means. I followed her to the dance floor to prove myself in step. The way that I move, it really is the rep.
It's quite, you know, it's a world apart from bands like Fratelli's and, you know, all the stuff that's in, you know, like the indie charts at the moment, which is just sort of like same generic stuff about going down to, you know, the indie club, pulling a girl. You know, it's about that, but it's just completely bizarre. And no one can make head nor tail of it. I don't think even you can.
Yeah, and it's just weird stuff, like just paranoid thoughts and all weird stuff, but in a really poppy way, just strange stuff. Yeah, like just weird lyrics about, you know, just strange stuff like T-shirts got looser, she never wore a bra, the first time I kissed her was in the back of your car. Stuff like that. Like, I don't think anyone really says that in pop music, do they? So I think that's why.
What band would be the opposite of We Smoke Fags?
Frank Sinatra. I don't know. In the same sort of arena as us.
Twang.
the twang, or like the Fratellis, or stuff like that. The Kaiser Chiefs, like they're just following a formula of stuff that's been done before them. They're doing their own interpretation of, say, Blur or something like that. But we're just doing, you know, what's us and no one else, basically. So I think that's the fundamental difference.